What I do, buckaroos, and how the heck are you? I am Ton of Beer Whisperer. I've got one that I just found, the Goose Island Koi Wolf. This came in a mixed pack, employee only. It says it was boxed on July 28th, although it just got to my neck of the woods about a week ago. Holy crap, that was close, Shadow. Shadow's trying to work her way onto my table. Whoa, almost knocked that down, man. It comes with a Fulton Street Blend coffee blonde. I had that once a couple years ago. Goose Island Oatmeal Stout, which I hadn't had, wow. And the alt beer, which I had earlier, which was rather good, I must admit. And the Koi Wolf Dark IPA. Doesn't say Black IPA. Let me show you why, because that ain't black, it is dark. I wish they would just call it, India Dark. That would have made more sense, but that's an argument for another day. I've tilted at that windmill for quite some time. I've been tilting at that windmill for some time, man. You have no idea. I've really been tilting at that windmill for a while. The argument is pale doesn't stand for color, it stands for the malts used. Yes, I get that. But we're using dark malt, so it should be an India Dark. It should be an IEDA instead of an IPA. But anyway, I've been fighting that argument. I've been fighting that ad nauseum for quite some time now. Uniquely hopped notes of caramel, citrus, and pine. So they're going for something a little bit different here. It is 5.8%, 42 IBUs, about where I expect a Goose Island beer of this style to be, which is middle of the road. The aromas are very interesting. I must tell you, you do get some citrus, you get a lot of herbal pine notes. Oh, wow. Wow, that is interesting, yeah. So malt-wise, I'm not getting big, deep roasted malts like some of them do. They say notes of caramel. Yeah, you do find some caramel in here, for sure. And a whole lot of pine you might interpret as juniper-like notes. Certainly feels like that anyway. Let's say semi-dry in the finish. It cleans up nicely. Yeah, they've been surprising me on this one. That's the second beer of the 4 beers I've had. I gotta admit, I enjoyed the alt beer. I really did. I liked it a lot. As much as I hate to say that. I really do, man. Yeah, man, I went through a lot of inner turmoil purchasing this today. I did, man. I went and looked at it, and I walked away. I picked it up, then I put it back. And, AB and Bib just does so many shady practices. I just hate to support them, but I don't do an all-out boycott either. I mean, I do want to try things, and I did want to try this pack just to see. And, look at it on its own merits. I have to admit, if that alt beer was in a 6-pack at, say, about $7.97 a 6-pack, I would purchase it. Would I buy it for $9.98 a 6-pack? No. At $8.98, possibly. But not often. But at $7.97, which is where it ought to be, I think it's a fine American craft version of the style. Pseudo-craft, I guess I should say. This is interesting, though. It isn't bad. You get a hint of sweetness, personally. Right there, I just got just the slightest hint of brown sugar with the caramel. Almost like a molasses kind of feel, which is why I said that. There's some citrus. I mean, you put a finer point on it, you might find grapefruit in there. You might find some other citrus, but the pine is what's the most prevalent. It's actually enjoyable, to be honest with you. I gotta tell you. I mean, I'm not through the beer yet. My initial reaction is that I would probably purchase this 6-pack again at about a $7.97 price point, or say for 6-pack bottles or 4-pack pint cans. I'd love to see this in a 4-pack pint can for about $8. It's enjoyable. Yeah, not long ago I revisited the Goose Island IPA because it was $4.72 for the 4-pack of pint cans, and quite frankly, I thought it was good. I mean, it was adequate. But on the can, they have this hype, we don't want to be the only beer you drink, we want to be the best beer. Well, that's not the best anything. You know, it's an adequate, it's a drinkable IPA. I don't know that it's flawed, but it's certainly not special in any way. If for $5, sure, I'd buy it. For $8, no, I wouldn't. But this particular beer here and the alt beer, I think I certainly would pay $7.97 a 6-pack, a 4-pack. Would I pay $8.97, $8.98? I don't know. That's another question entirely. But I gotta tell you, I'm finding this rather enjoyable. Really hate to say that. It really pains me. I mean, you have no idea the inner turmoil I'm going through now drinking it. And having to tell you that I actually like it and I think it's made well. Yeah, it is good. I think Goose Island before the buyout really thought out of the box. I think after the buyout it's become more about marketing. I think most of their beers have suffered, and I've said that in several videos, in several groups, chat rooms, whatever. I mean, I've been pretty damn vocal about it. And again, this beer I would have loved to see him go out of the box with, to be honest with you. I mean, at 5'8", 5'8", 42, I would have loved to see him really take a jump and get it about 6.5, 60 IBUs. But 5'8", 42 is kind of what Goose Island does. They kind of do everything middle of the road. It's the same criticism that I level at Sam Adams, as they tend to go adequate. But having said all that, it is a very drinkable, very tasty beer. For a dark IPA, they don't call it a black IPA. Quite frankly, I wish that since using the word dark, I wish they would have just said India Dark. That would have made a whole lot more sense. But again, I've tilted at that windmill before. I've been tilting at that windmill a long time, man. I've had arguments ad nauseum with folks about that. Yeah, you get the malt on the nose. You get hints of caramel. Some deep, rich malt-like notes, but again, a lot, and you may find some citrus as well. But what I find most prevalent are those pine, those herbal notes, and the same goes on the flavor. Get some nice caramel notes. I am getting just a hint of molasses as well. That could be just me, who knows? But I'm getting that. But then finishing with a whole lot of pine mixed with a little bit of citrus. It is a very nice beer. I gotta admit. I mean, I have to say I like it a lot. It's tasty. I would buy this standalone in a 6-pack at the right price. Let me be honest, man. So there you go. I guess that's all I got about this one. Excuse me. So there you go. I am Ton Beer Whisperer. Yeah, that's what kind of surprised me, to be honest with you. Beer evangelist, prolific beer drinker. Purveyor of wisdom, man. Very nice. Oh, biscuits and gravy. And all around good guy. You all have a good one.